welcome back to Exam Ignite YouTube channel. So this is fifth semester video starts from this time subject. So here technological innovation and management entrepreneurship. I'll be starting with the module 1. I'll be providing you with the questions that are important for your passing, as well as if you want to understand the whole module and write, so that is also possible in this video. So do watch till the end and do like, share and subscribe to the channel for the further videos of the fifth semester. Starting with the module 1. In the module 1 there are two parts. One is management and another one is planning and decision making. So in the management, the previous year topics that questions have appeared in the exams are the management functions, then roles of the management, managerial skills, and these are the things. I have referred the model question paper, previous year question paper, that is June July 2025 paper and the December Jan 2025 paper, in making this uh, in detail. So let's get started. In the planning also, the main important topic is steps of planning, and in the decision making you need to study more on types and the steps of decision making. So let's get started with the module. So firstly, I'll be giving you the questions also, like how it may appear in the exam. If they ask you like importance of management, you need to write mainly three things. One is it is critical element for the economic growth of a country, and second one is it is important for all the organization, whether it is a business or any other type of activity. Management is crucial. Third is management is dynamic in every organization, and you have to explain it with a 3 points. So I prefer you to remember like this. Each point remember a one keyword, so that from that you can make a sentence and write. For example, it is crucial for economic growth. We are having four factors. One is people, money, material, and machines. When these all the things are bring together, then we get a good economic development for the country. So like this you have to remember. And also, a country's economic is based on the production, for which the production of anything we need a good management skill. So next is management in all organization, be in a business activity or any other activity, like in the not only in the field of business but also in the education, in the military field, in the social, in the government. Management is essential. So management is the same process in all the organization, but it varies with the complexity depending upon the size of the organization. Then you can say it is dynamic. That is, it means it is a coordinating current organizations with the future plans of the uh, management. Next is the definition of management, which is the most important, and it is asked in almost all the paper. Define management. So basically, there are two types of definition for the management. One was defined by the one author, and the second definition is defined by the another author. You need to mention both of them. Management is an art of getting things done through the people. This was the first given by Mary Packer. So this definition defines as what is a fundamental difference between a manager and a person of an organization. Here what manager is the one who contributes the organization goals, that is by indirectly, that is directing the efforts of the others. He will not perform any task himself, but he will make others to perform. He is a person who is not a manager makes his contribution to the organization goals directly by performing the task. He is not that. So sometimes a person plays both the roles, either he is a manager and also a not a manager, that is a sales manager. You can give an example. Like he will be managing, that is directing the sales team to meet their goals. That is set up by an organization. And also the non-managerial role that he's having is handling the customers directly in negotiating the deals. So this is what you can write for the first example. Then why did this definition did not agree? This is because art is nothing but it is which is half truth. That is application of knowledge. Management also involves gaining of knowledge. That is science. So this definition will not involve for the various functions of a manager. So this is not that correct. So we'll go to the another definition, that is management is a process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating and controlling, performed to determine and accomplish the objectives by use of people and resources. So basically they have four steps in that process. First is planning, that is what action that has to be done in advance. Next is organizing, that is what coordinating the humans as well as the materials that are there. Next is actuating, that is motivating and directing the subordinates. Next is controlling, that is without any deviation from the plan, we have to get through the goal, or we have to achieve the goal that we have, that the organization has defined. Next thing is management functions or the process of management. Here, this is a model question paper question. This can be asked for the 10 marks. So firstly, you have to explain the management process. What is that? It is a circular continuous movement which is carried out in order from starting from the planning till the representing. It's a process. So you can write this diagram and explain that: planning, organizing, directing, then controlling, then innovating, and then representing. Start explaining each of them. Planning is nothing but it determines what should be done in advance, like ahead thinking or preparing for the future. It also determines what is to be done, how is to be done, and where the things need to be done. It's a process where deciding the business objectives, and it's a method of attaining those objectives. You are defining that in the early stage. It is not only done at the organization level, but also in the further divisions or in the departments or in the subunits. This planning is most important. Again, planning is performed by the manager at the three levels. One is top level, middle level, and the first line manager level. And it's made by top level, like in the main heads they make planning for a long period, that is 5 to 10 years. But whereas the middle and the first line manager, they make a planning for short period of time, for few months or weeks or for few days. Next is organizing. Organizing is nothing but it is to provide all the useful resources and its proper functioning, like money, people, raw materials, and tools. Again, we are dividing it into two sections. One is human organization and is material organization. Human organization is once the manager defines objectives, then that plans to get executed. To carry out that, we need some humans to plan and work efficiently. So the purpose of this is to creating the environment for the human so that they perform by identifying the group of work among the people of same interest and directing roles and responsibility for each individual, establishing the relationship. Next is staffing. Staffing is not, that is people, human resource. It is important for the function in building a human organization. In staffing, manager finds the right person who is perfect to do that job. He also provides a manager the authority of hiring adequate manpower for all the positions in the organization. This involves what selecting and training the future managers and encouraging all to have a disciplined approach towards the work. Material is nothing but providing the raw materials and utilizing it in the effective way at the right point of time. Like you can say inspection, then storage and monitoring of these components. This is what all about the organizing part. Coming to the directing part, directing, the manager explains his person that what they have to do and help them to do it best for their ability. He will guide them. Again, we will divide into three subsections. One is leadership and the motivation and the communication. Leadership is nothing but the process by which a manager he will guide and influence the work of his subordinates. Motivation means he will encourage that you have to do it, give your best. And again, you can say motivation has financial motivation and non-financial. Financially means giving them the salary in the correct time and giving the bonuses for their extra works. Non-financial means it is a form of job, assuring them about the job security and appreciation given to their work. Communication is a process of passing the information from one person to another. Next is controlling. Here it is about measuring and correcting the of activities. That is with the subordinates to make sure whether they are working according to the plan. Like you have to establish a standard of performance, that you have to say this is what to be done. Then you have to measure the current performance and compare with the standard established standards, that you have to compare how much is done, taking necessary corrective action to meet the set standards. So firstly standards, then the current and the corrective to the action. Innovation in these days, it is not necessary for an organization to grow big, but it is necessary for organization to grow better. So this is a part where innovation is major function of a manager. He has to create new ideas to improve the product, process, and practice. Next is representing. Manager is one who represents himself in the as a organization before various outside groups which have same stake in the organization. Like there are stakeholders, can be government, suppliers, customers. Again, we are having two dimensions, substantive dimension and the procedural dimension. That is one where it defines what is done and how it is done, whereas procedural, it defines where it is done. So this was all about that. Next, coming to the next important part, that is levels of management. We are having three levels: top level management, middle level management, first line, or the supervisory level. Top level is nothing but this defines the policies of the company and consists of chairman, directors, president, vice president, and CEO. Middleman is the one who is having vast and diverse group, includes the manager in the project or the sales marketing manager or the department heads like HODs. Next comes the first line management. It is a lower management group of supervisors or the foreman who work. There are two approaches for a management. One is top-down approach and is a bottom-up approach. Top-down is nothing but it's a strategy in which the decision-making process occurs at the top level and then it is communicated to lower levels. But bottom level is nothing but it is initiated by the workers in the first line of the management and then it is integrated with the middle and the top management. Time management is different levels as well as follows. Like plans made by the top managers of the organization may take around 5 to 10 years to do. Then plans made with the middle and the deck, they make a short periods, that is few months, few weeks, or few days. Next is the important and a very important question, that is roles of a manager. You have to define what are the roles they have to be the manager has. It is firstly manager is an organization plays a variety of roles corresponding to the situation where the manager is. We are having mainly three important roles, that is interpersonal roles, decision roles, and the informational roles. Firstly, interpersonal. This is nothing but figurehead role, or you can say is leader, or you can say as a liaison. Firstly, figurehead role. Figurehead role, it is nothing but he will perform some duties that are casual. Okay, every manager has this and he has to perform some casual and information one, like receiving and greeting the visiting dignitaries, attending the weddings of the employees, or entertaining the customers of the offering the parties and lunches, etc. Like this. As a figurehead role he play. Next is as a leader. As a manager, he should motivate, direct, and encourage the subordinates. He should also try to adopt the individual needs with the goals of the organization. As a leader, as a liaison, he must cultivate contacts outside his vertical chain of commands to collect the information that is useful for the organization. Next comes the information role. As an information role, he should be a monitor, disseminator, and the spokesman. As a monitor, he should scan the environment and he should collect the information and interrogate his liaison contacts and the subordinates. Next is as a disseminator, he should pass some privileged information directly to his subordinates who would otherwise have no access to it. So he should pass that. Next, as spokesman, he should spend a part of his time in representing his organization. He should win support by effectively managing the socio impact of the organization, and also he should assure the customers of fulfilling the social responsibility and the government laws as a spokesman. Next, as a decision roles, firstly, he has a role of entrepreneur. That is, he should have some new ideas and the innovative ideas to improve the organization goals, and even he should be enough to take the responsibility if the product fails or falls off. He should have some alternative ready. Next is disturbance handler. He is like work as a firefighter because he should give solution for the unanticipated problems that may occur during the process, and like supplier may take revenge contract or customers may go bankrupt, like this. All these sudden decisions to be taken. And next is resource allocator. He will divide the work among them and delegate the authorities among the subordinates who will get what. Next is negotiator. It's a main important role where the employee tries to resolve the entire internal problem, like the trade agreements or strikes or the grievances of the employees. This was all about that. Next, we'll go to the managerial skills. So managerial skills, it is referred to the, we are having again three major skills. One is conceptual skills, one is technical skills, and the human relation skills. Here you can observe the conceptual skills and the technical skills combined. They form a good decision making. a managerial skill. Whereas the human relation skills, it makes the manager as a good leader. So, skill individual ability to perform physically or mentally tasks with a specified output. So, this skills comes by practice, by translation of the knowledge, and as well as the experience. So, first we'll go with the conceptual skills. These are type of skills. It is an ability of a manager to take a broad view of an organization and its future aspects. Then second thing is he should think, analyze, create, innovate, and ability to access the environment. And another thing is he should give high importance, has moved on to up to higher positions and have more responsibilities. Next is technical skills. It is a manager understanding of a nature of job he should understand and perform them. It refers to the person's knowledge in any type of process or techniques. Again, we are having mainly he is having a higher role, that is conceptual component, as well, it plays a major role in that. Next is human skills relation, that is he is having an ability to interact effectively with the people at all the levels. That is, he has to recognize the feelings and sentiments, he has to judge possible reactions and outcomes that can come, and he should examine his own concepts and values. Secondly, there is a skill mix diagram that will be asked in the exam. For that, you have to write this diagram as top management, middle management, supervisory level. Like at the top management, technical skills becomes least important, and only the conceptual skills and the human skills are important. For a middleman, is equal combination of all the skills should be embedded. But at the supervisory level, he should give least importance to the conceptual skill and should have more in the technical and the human skill. You have to explain this. There is specifically mentioned in the exam to give the skill mix diagram. Next is managerial effectiveness. Here, according to the Peter, he says that manager performs two types of concepts. One is efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is nothing but ability to do something correctly with a low cost. That is, at low cost. Effectiveness is ability to do the correct things. That is, to achieve higher level of value. Maximizing efficiency and effectiveness often creates a conflict between two goals. So he should be able to manage both. Manager needs both, but efficiency is important than effectiveness is crucial. Next, management and administration. So there is a lack of occurrence among the management writers over the meaning and use of the words management and administration. One group of writers feel that administration involves thinking, that is at the top level of function that centers around the preparation of plans, rules, policies, objectives of an organization. Management involves doing and in a lower level function concerning with the execution and direction of policies. Another group of management here writers feel that management is regarded as a comprehensive general function covering the entire process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So administration is regarded as branch of management that comprises two plannings, that is planning and controlling. So this was about that. Um, about the administration. So here, board of directors, president, general manager, works manager, and person. This gives a time spent in the administrator and the managerial functions at the different groups. That how much they give importance to each of them. Next is management as a science or as an art. So firstly, as a science. Science is nothing else than organized knowledge. So discipline can be called scientific in nature. So methods of inquiry are systematic and practical. Being systematic means orderly and unbiased. Okay, information can be accumulated and then analyzed. So results are cumulative and communicable. So science is a cumulative, that is what it discovers, added to which it is found. Next, the essential feature of any science and the application of scientific methods to develop of knowledge. So these are all come under the management as a science. But as an art, you can say that it's an art of getting things done through others in dynamic and most non-repetitive situations. So it is mainly concerned like understanding of how practical work can be accomplished. So it's a sense of more art than management. So managing is like the practice such as medicine, music composition, or etc. This is an art. So thus management involves both the elements. That is, it involves science also, it involves arts also. with certain aspects of management make it science, and with another it makes it as an art. So management has a profession. So it is seen that management is a art and a science, but it does not possess the characteristics of a profession. So a profession is expected of what organized systematic knowledge, formulating the methods of acquiring training and experience, ethical code of to regulate and behavior of the members of profession, charging of fees based on the service. These are all under the profession. So unlike the medicine, here what management does not have any fixed norms of managerial behavior. There is no uniform code of conduct or licensing of managers. Lawyers, doctors, they take up a profession, obtaining a valid academic qualification. Whereas what manager is not, is just not restricted to an individual with specific degree only. Based on its factors, it can be concluded that management is not a profession. However, so the present trends is towards the professionalization of a management. Nowadays, it has become to acquire a management degree itself for training in management that can make him as a good manager. There are many degrees, like you can say MBA is a degree after graduation. Then Peter Ricker's opinion is a degree of management does not itself make individual and professional manager anymore. Thus, a degree in psychology, physiology makes a individual as a philosopher. In philosophy, it makes an individual as a philosopher. So you can see there are good examples of efficient manager without any profession. You can say Bill Gates of Microsoft and Ford of Ford Motors. So these are all, they are a good managers. But nowadays management has become a profession than an art or science. So some of the important questions. So along with that, I have made some of them that is important in the view of exam. You can do refer to these questions and prepare. So this was a part 1 of the module 1. So part 2 will be coming soon. Stay tuned. Do like, share and subscribe to Exam Ignite. And thank you for watching.